Hello, this is Mirnaya. I'm back with Defiler tour number 59, winners semi-finals match 2, which is going to be between Cryoc and Neagle. And before we get into the game, I would like to apologize to Terror for having called out his nationality in game 1. Uh, in the first match of the semi-finals, there is just this stupid stereotype that South Americans love their cheese. And in any case, it was very, very well done cheese from Terror. He used the possibilities the map gives him to the fullest, um, building his first proxy barracks in the position that was really the least likely to get scared from Bakuryu. So GGWP, good game, well proxied. And with that, let's get into game number 1 of the second winners semi-finals to see who is going to join Terror in the winners finals. It's going to be a PVT on Resonance Cryoc against Neagle. And here we go. Spawning in the top left corner, which I think I determined was 11 o'clock before, as the teal Protoss is the Korean Neagle. And spawning at 5 o'clock as the blue Terran, we have IFU's Cryoc. So this is game 1 of the second winners semi-finals. Winner goes on to play in the winners finals against Terror, and the loser drops down to the losers, well, I guess the losers semi-finals, along with Bakuryu, who has already been defeated. So, Neagle is getting his gateway after pylon, so no extra brave 12th Nexus, which is kind of dodgy on a two-player map, I would believe. And Cryoc is getting his first barracks as normal. Resonance after you take the natural, it has quite a few third bases to choose from, and the whole map is a bit labyrinth-like. Movement is generally constricted, and it's Cryoc is taking his gas, and after a few Marines should put down his factory. So as I was saying, movement is generally constricted, which really allows for good, strong defense and for well fortified positions. So on the one hand, it's good for Terran, because it is really easy to build strong fortifications with minefields, vultures, tanks, and turrets. And on the other hand, it's good for Protoss, because once they get Arbiter Tech and start being able to recall armies, it's going to be very difficult for Terran to reposition his armies to defend against the threat. Cryoc's SCV has just arrived in Neagle's base, and he sees the core and the gateway. Neagle is upgrading air attack +1, which usually means that this is a fake, and he will actually, once the SCV leaves, he will go for a strong initial attack afterwards. Yes, as we can see, he has just cancelled air attack and is going for it. But if you cancel air attack, isn't the meaning of that to get Dragoon range? My apologies, I feel like a complete retard now, not knowing how this basic Protoss build is supposed to go. In any case, he is and we'll have Rage Dragoons quite fast. The first Dragoon is out and is on his way. 5 Marines are out. Factory is done, machine shop is done, first tank is on the way. The 5 Marines obviously chase Neagle's first Dragoon back, and already Neagle putting... Is that a spotting pylon? I mean, I don't really see a proxy. It's a very early spotting pylon if it is one. Mines are being researched. The first tank is out, and he probably does not have siege mode yet. There is a neutral command center at the middle of the map, which is amazingly uninteresting in PvT. As if you are a Zerg, you can damage it and use the queen to infest it and to be able to build infested turrets. Dragoon Range is almost finished, and Neagle... Well, the probe is in an expansion position, but he is nowhere near 400 minerals. He has gotten a robo and a support bay, and is already building a shuttle, so it's probably going to be a fast Dragoon and Reaver in a shuttle attack. In the meanwhile, Cryoc is moving out with his first 2 tanks and 8 Marines. His vultures are... First vulture is done and is spending his first few mines securing the natural. And is actually Cryo going to be the first one to expand? Yes. Vultures are now being pumped. And Cryo gets to the natural, which was not taken after all by Neagle, and this is quite strong. Is the Reaver out? Okay, Reaver's about 3/4 of the way down. Neagle's is desperately trying to defend his base, but the real trouble are the tanks that make it basically impossible for him to normally micro his Dragoons against the Marines, because every time they get close they get shot by the tanks, and those are full 30 damage shots against Dragoons. Well, 29 to be exact, but you get the picture. Cryoc begins with mining up the Protoss Natural and actually decides to go home, and decides that, I guess he decides that since he has expanded and Neagle hasn't, give or take his Reaver, he is happy to power up on 2 bases and enjoy his advantage that way. In the meanwhile, the shuttle with a damaged Dragoon and a full health Reaver inside is stalking around Cryoc's base. Well, the natural is mined up, so he puts the Reaver out there. Oh, nice firing on the shuttle, but basically doesn't manage to get any of the shields up. There are no mines here. There is 1 siege tank, and the first turret is now going to go. He drops the Reaver. He drops the Reaver in siege range, and the shuttle gets shot down to half health. The Reaver is still fine and dandy. I believe he got 2 SCVs or 3 at most. So far, considering that Neagle sacrificed his first expansion for this fast Reaver attack, I can't say this is looking very successful at all. Supplies are roughly equal. Cryoc is continuing to build tanks, and does he have a second factory yet? No. So it's only 1 barracks, which is lifted, and 1 factory. And Neagle is going to try and go out for yet another push, this time a proper attack, not just some harassment. 6 goons, and, well, 7 goons, if you count the 1 in the shuttle, and the Reaver are going to be the attacking force, but there is a minefield and a turret. The observer just arrives and has to be careful not to get shot down by the turret. 2 shots away from death. And that's a bit of an unorthodox way of clearing a minefield, but I guess it can work using the Reaver Scarab to clear a mine. But there's still 2 mines there, 3 siege tanks, all of the initial Marines, and 2 vultures. So this is by no means a trivial position to break. This is what I mean, and there are going to be lots of these positions on the map. So Whenever Terran decides to move on and capture some more territory, he should have a relatively easy job defending it. Neagle's expansion is just about up, and this is the time when Cryoc decides to add more factories. He's going to go up to 5 in total. Armory is done and +1 is on the way. Okay, Templar Archives and Citadel of Dune, sorry I was not keeping an eye properly on Neagle's base, are done. The Stargate is done and the Arbiter Tribunal is almost finished. So I guess Neagle is right now satisfied with just a standoff at Cryoc's natural, and Cryoc is not really in the mood to move out, and he probably won't until he absolutely feels the need to have to take a third. And in the meanwhile, Neagle is going to go and expand again, this time with 12 o'clock, and first DT is out, and the first couple of zealots are out. Neagle draws back his dragoons, but leaves the shuttle at the front, probably for spotting. I think he's already seen that there is no real chance to successfully harass, or is he going to drop the DT to harass with the Reaver? But I think the target coverage is also pretty satisfactory. Yes, basically every area in Cryoc space is covered by turrets. Okay, the Dragoons come back, but still 9 Dragoons, and the Reaver is not really extremely powerful force. There is a DT, and Cryoc has to. DT got spotted, I think, still by that turret, and the talk about overkill at 8 tanks and several Goliaths shot at the same time. That was a nice Reaver shot, but the turret, the shuttle has to be carefully. Barely survives, and the Reaver barely survives. So just as Cryoc decides to start moving out for the first time, he's relatively unopposed. He took 1 Reaver shot. Neagle is repositioning his army to block the Terran advance as he should, and the shuttle gets taken out, Reaver gets taken out, and that should be a good position for Cryoc, even though he got caught unsieged. Are there enough Goliaths and Vultures to take care of the Zealots? There might. Yeah, I think the Zealots will eventually get cleaned up, but they will cause quite a lot of friendly fire splash damage to the tanks, so that was not an abysmal attack, or counter-attack. There are still about 5 tanks left, and Neagle is grouping his reinforcements in the path of Cryoc's push. Arbiters are out, and Stasis should be done, I think, if he started research immediately upon his Arbiter Tribunal getting finished, and he has still not taken a third. How about Cryoc? He's upgrading +1. Does he have a second armory? I don't see one. Cryoc is taking the third base. Since he's already pushed past, see, he has an option to take this base. He already he also should be able to take this, but it's if you've already pushed out like this and with most of your army, it's a good idea as Terran to expand behind it. So this is a good choice from Cryoc, even though, as you can see, this base has fewer than normal minerals and a lean gas geyser. Cryoc is pushing very systematically, always laying minefields, and okay, I would prefer if he actually picked the defuse the mines as he is advancing, because having tanks right next to mines, if a zealot gets dropped there, that's usually bad news. Neagle is still on 0-0 for some reason. He has that's 8 gateways, and I think no more. Yep, there is basically no infrastructure at the natural. He is on Templar tech, but I don't think he has made a single Templar yet. Okay, so he is going to take his third at the 9 o'clock. And there is the first recall straight into the middle of Cryoc's main. I think it was exclusive Dragoons and a single Zealot that were recalled, and now Cryoc leaves some tanks in the middle of the minefield, which is clever, and uses the rest of his forces to return, and will clean up the attacking force rather easily. However, this is really annoying, as tanks basically, while doing this base defense, tanks basically need to fire on the move, and they can't afford the luxury of sieging up before attacking the units, and the recall has now been completely cleared up. Was there? There must have been an attack on Cryoc's front. This is how usually it goes, and I think there were 3 tanks here to begin with, and a lot more mines, and I'm sorry if I missed that. Huge probe transfer to Neagle's third. He should really take that gas. Still no upgrades. Mostly Zealot Dragoon force, which is bulky, but not... It will die to a strong terrain push. You need higher tech units for that, even if you take into account that they are going to be supported by arbiters. You need reverse Templar, or you need some better technology to take care of that. But since he's low tech, he's actually quite ahead of in supply of Cryoc. It's on 140, and Neagle's above 150. In the meanwhile, Cryoc has started mining operations. Well, he's mining away at his third, but it's going to run out quite fast. So he will have to think about taking yet another base. This is all that remains of Cryoc's initial wish. It's quite funny. Basically, all the mines and the turrets are there, but the units aren't. I actually like that. It really looks like abandoned forward positions in a real war. Okay, a bit of a skirmish in the middle of the map. Basically, the Vulture is going forward, but the tanks are inching quite carefully. There comes a Zealot tank from the north. The Vultures are positioned quite well, but that's a great mine. Oh, not such a great mine drag. Looked a lot better than it turned out to be. So Cryoc beats back the attacking force of Neagle, and is free to take the middle of the map, and also protect his third base by having defeated that push. Finally, a Forge, and this is +1 attack. So this is Neagle's first weapon upgrade. He is pumping arbiters, and finally getting Storm. Whereas Cryoc, is he still on 1 arm? Oh, he's on 2 armories, and he should be quite high on upgrades. Yep. Well, 1-1 and 2-2 is researching right now. Yeah. An Arbiter going all the way, and that looks very much like a recall attempt. Just as Cryoc is about to take his 4th, which is spotted by the Observer, and there is a Zealot that attacks the SCV and then thinks better. There was either a mismicro, or it's highly suspicious that there is going to be a recall coming eventually. Arbiter is still patrolling there. Okay, as Cryoc goes to take down Neagle's 3rd, Neagle decides to assault Cryoc's 3rd, and should be able to take that no problem. The vessel and 2 of the tanks die, whereas Cryoc is pushing slower, but right now I don't think Neagle has the army to stop this. So Cryoc's 3rd was broken, but it's not that big of a deal. It's a lean 3rd anyway, and he did get his 4th up and running, which will need to be protected soon, since there's an Arbiter that could go down and recall at any point. However, Cryoc decides to pull back with his tanks and leave his vultures to clean up Neagle's third. Neagle has taken a fourth at the 8 o'clock, or 7 o'clock. Anyway, at the bottom left, which is not operational at all, even though the Nexus is already there. I'm sorry, I keep missing things. There has been another recall in Cryoc's main, and of course, when you're losing like the map, the recall has been cleaned up, and Neagle finally finds himself with Templar, but also finds himself very low on supply and very low on operational bases. He's just now retaking just now taking another third, and his fourth has no chance of surviving. Vultures killing the Nexus, nice. First two storms of the game, they're very good storms, but it basically, all the Templars are basically going to suicide, even though they have severely damaged many tanks. Neagle's Arbiter is in a dogfight with a Goliath, which is usually not very good for Arbiters. He did recall Cryoc's fourth and is going to take it out, but Cryoc stands strong at his third and is going to go free Archon, so Neagle has basically fallen apart, and yeah, Cryoc has double his supplies, 60, almost 70 supply ahead. So the main issue for Neagle is that he doesn't really have an income, as both of his left side bases have been taken out. He only has these few patches and the two, well, this still has gas, so one depleted and one, and another geyser to mine from his third base is finally up, and he can begin production. But he's way behind in army, he's way behind in supplies, which is a huge deal. And Cryoc, even though his fourth has been shot down, he still has enough at what remains of his natural and what remains of his third to be able to mine. Recall at the natural, and the Arbiter gets picked off, and yeah, mines, and the remainder of and the remainder of the returning army of Cryoc are going to clean up this bush. There was a beautiful tank shot that killed a lot of his own SCVs. Not that it matters. Neagle was in a hopeless position now, as his latest expansion was under assault, and he basically had no income anymore. So he GG's, and that means that Cryoc takes the first game, and if he wins the series, we are going to have a Terran versus Terran winners bracket finals. Okay, thank you for watching. Going to cut the recording here, and we'll be back with game number 2, which will determine whether we will have a TVT or not, for example.